Donald Trump is trying to transform America in this new era of cryptocurrency. We discovered connections between XRP and the Trump family. However, what are they? I believe I have some interesting things to show you after digging around. That's the only topic this video will discuss. Let's now hear Donald Trump's thoughts on cryptocurrencies in the US and why he believes they will be crucial to his government in the future. Many Americans are unaware that the financial system's underlying technology is decades old, if not older. You are aware of that already. They're putting things right with Paul and others. However, it can take days or even weeks for payments and money transfers to clear. This plan uses the most recent cryptographic technology to bring the entire old system into the 21st century. Who would have guessed that we would still be repeating that after 2 years? Many Americans are. In other words, Trump and his administration seek to lower the cost of doing business in the United States for both the government and individuals. The amount of money the U.S. government spent each day to transfer all that money under the previous arrangement is beyond my comprehension. It is still very costly. You should be aware that numerous nations trade with one another and that a significant amount of money is transferred between them, even if you only do it within your own nation. Over time, if we can reduce and expedite the cost of money transfers, America will save money. It was one of his objectives. Trump wants his administration to look for any opportunity to cut costs, and this, I believe, was one of the things they believed they could accomplish. And they can have a greater impact by making a few adjustments. We're going to get that now. This one will play. Cryptocurrency, I desire it because China will do it if we don't. I think cryptocurrency is a good idea. It's fresh. Many individuals enjoy it. The heat is intense. When the market declined, the segment of the market held up far better than other segments. However, the reason I want cryptocurrency is because millions of other people do. Are you aware that Biden pursued it aggressively? He then has a complete change of heart just before the election. When he took over as SEC chairman, everyone had second thoughts. Are you aware of why? Because they sought votes from the hundreds of millions of people who utilize cryptocurrency. I think that's about all. During the Biden administration, this was the case for around 4 years. They targeted numerous cryptocurrency businesses and prevented the technology from developing. And many individuals in the United States just choose not to construct. And they did alter their position in the final moments. They took this action after observing that voters of all ages, including younger ones, supported the subject. Crypto isn't just for children or the elderly, is it? Anyone can learn the basics of blockchain technology. That will just require a small amount of time. Therefore, the Trump administration deserves praise for recognizing that they could reach a wider audience and fulfilling their commitments. You will be chosen to win. That's what happened. However, it's encouraging to note that within the first 6 months of taking office, he is carrying out his promises about the cryptocurrency bills. I respect his diligence because I didn't anticipate that we would receive rules so quickly. I'm happy it's here. We must also ensure that everything is understood. We do, of course, have set coin regulations that are outlined in the legislation. Additionally, the word against CBDC is appearing. However, I believe that the United States is in a very favorable position at the moment. This one I'll play. For the sake of the entire crypto community, let me say something. You were written off, neglected, and laughed at for years. You were kicked out not nearly a year and a half ago. However, this signature is a powerful indication. Additionally, I believe that the value of your goods has increased more than any stock, or nearly more, over the last year, year and a half. Even before this agreement, your field has increased more than everyone else's overall. Though I will admit that there were a few stocks that were rather strong. These days, XRP is growing more quickly than many other cryptocurrencies. The Genius Act was then signed by President Trump into a law. Stablecoins are now governed by the Genius Act. I worked very hard on this. We are aware of what is happening. This won't begin to function for another 18 months. That could be accelerated by only one thing. Treasurer Scott Bessent of the United States. He could enact the Genius Act in the U.S. within 4 months if he took over. We'll have to wait and watch if he takes advantage of the 120 days he has to do it, and then wanted to examine some further connections between XRP and the Trump family. Trump tweeted about the Bitcoin reserve and the digital asset reserve within the first few weeks of his presidency, stating that he wants to begin adding XRP to both reserves. As it turned out, there was no tax funding behind these orders. They were merely presidential directives. He was therefore unable to begin purchasing ADES Solana, XRP, or Bitcoin at that time. However, I believe he wants to learn how to accomplish this. I will thus continue to monitor this to see what developments with details we receive, but these are a few things I have witnessed. Introducing XRP to the general audience and proposing policies, Donald Trump included XRP along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano as part of his announcement in March 2025 that he intended to create a crypto strategic reserve. Social media and lobbying have an impact on the decision to incorporate XRP. The remarks that Trump later posted on True Social appear to have been influenced by political work done by a lobbyist from Ballard Partners, whose clientele includes Ripple, the business that collaborates with XRP. Isn't that logical? Though that makes sense. I don't think Trump truly understands what XRP does. In the background, lobbyists with ties to XRP and Ripple are putting this together for Trump to upload. That's awesome. I was completely unaware of this piece. While filming this film, I discovered that Trump's initial portrayal of XRP as a key digital asset led to a sharp and significant increase in the XRP market, which saw its value grow by. In addition, there is the legal and political context. Ripple and its executives have been using political connections for years, contributing funds to campaigns of both sides, including a substantial donation of 11 million XRP to the cause of Kamala Harris. It's unbelievable that Chris Larsson gave Kamala Harris $11 million, 0 cents, some people may think, after seeing this. However, the business Ripple must be able to manage both ends. No, that horse will lose if you just support one. You will not be lucky. I think there was a political game being played here. Put yourself in the shoes of an American cryptocurrency company, I believe. Yeah, I believe you're having a major cast your ballot. You don't want to enrage anyone. How will you respond? The other side will receive money from two distinct sources. You will still be the victor regardless of the outcome. This, in my opinion, was a wise approach that paid off. Their situation seemed to be going well. Additionally, there are public support and policy suggestions like XRP's direct market influence and behind the scenes remarks like campaigns for and against Ripple. We discussed XRP as one of the legislative and regulatory signals that are beneficial to the cryptocurrency industry. Additionally, Trump's children are aware that cryptocurrency will be crucial to both their family and the majority of people. Apply this now. These secure coins, in my opinion, will strengthen rather than weaken the dollar's position as the most significant currency in the world. That should be obvious. Interestingly, Tether is the world's fourth largest holder of U.S. Treasury securities. What will we do with $1? These are trillions of money, after all. Other nations have stated that they will give up on treasuries, some of which have been poor or have exploited these things over the years in an attempt to create their own currency to replace the petrodollar or whatever it is.